Hello and welcome to Essential Money Talks every Tuesday at 11:30 Brisbane time. Today, well, first of all, at 12 o'clock, which is only in about 25 minutes, I'll be having a webinar, which everyone's invited to attend. It's a new beginning to financial peace. And so if you're available after this, you will be able to click the link below and you'll see the registration link. And it's a Zoom registration link for that webinar that goes from 12 to 1. And that you can learn a lot more about it. Today in Essential Money Talks, I'm going to talk about the 6 expense types. And then in the webinar, I'll go on even further to discuss how to protect your money from you and to have a plan for all your expense types. Okay, get my throat cleared. So today it's the 6 expense types. Now I'm going to share my screen if I can get to that. And okay. So I'm Sherry. I'm Sherri Dumbrell from Brisbane, Australia. My husband and I are parents of 5 children. They're adult now. My youngest is 20. I'm a happy spender. And today I'm going to talk about a concept that will help you become closer to becoming a happy spender. What is a happy spender? A happy spender is one who plans their spending, saves for their spending, and then spends happily. Okay, so how does a spending planner come into it? There's financial counselors. Go to them when you're unable to meet your debt obligations and you're kind of close to bankruptcy. And then there's the financial planners, which you go to when you have excess money. So me, I'm a certified spending planner, and I help people out with their day-to-day finances, which we all have. And there was usually no one in this area that was helping. I don't just throw you a book or throw you a course or throw you some software. I actually literally help you create a proven spending plan that will help you stay away from debt, as well as help you get to achieve those goals that you want to achieve in this life. Okay, so of course, we were never taught money in school. And so number one, I'm an educator. And so I educate people about financial literacy. I tell you the truth about money because you've been told a lot of lies, but I tell you the truth. And then I also teach you that you need to be honest with that truth once you hear that truth and see your money truth. And one of the truths that I teach is very basic, but most people don't follow, is save first, spend second. Society tells you buy now, pay later, but that's a lie. And so again, I teach truth, and then we need to be honest with that. We need to get our head out of the sand of really what it costs for our lifestyle, our life costs as well as our style costs, which comes together for your lifestyle. We all have the same basically life costs, but we all have a variety of style costs. And depending on your chosen style costs and what your income is, that can be covered, or sometimes it may not and may lead to debt. So today I'm going to help you get your head out of the sand and understand the 6 ways that you spend your money, that we all spend our money, and so that you can have a plan for it. There's nothing in life that is unexpected. Okay, we even know we're going to die. So we need to have a plan for everything. If you have a plan, you become a seed planter. A plan is something that hasn't happened, but you make a plan so that something happens in the future. If you don't make a plan, then chances are you'll become a firefighter, where you're putting out fires because you didn't think about it first. You're always chasing your tail and always going from one crisis to the other. I am a seed planter, so I plan early everything, and especially in my finances, because I do not want to have money stress. And I haven't had money stress for 19 years because I have had a spending plan. I plan my spending, I follow my spending plan, and I can happily spend. I want you to become financially self-reliant so that you're not reliant on anybody, that you can be, if things happen and storms do come in life and the unexpected, that you can have a plan for that. It is all possible if you follow money truths. We talk about our needs, we talk about our wants, and we talk about our really wants. And our needs, we all have needs, but we want to get those as low as possible. And most of you, I can guarantee, are probably paying too much on your needs. You don't have to, and it will be solved by just a simple phone call to ask for a better deal. We want to spend our money on what we really want. You have to have a goal of what you really want. Otherwise, you're going to end up wasting your money on a lot of what you think you want. Okay, and again, I've talked about lifestyle. And so there's our life costs, which I go a lot deeper than your traditional basics, food, shelter, and clothing and transport. And then there's your style costs. Your life costs are number one. You have to take care of those first. Then, depending on the amount of money you have left over, then we choose what kind of style you have. Unfortunately, a lot of people go straight to their style and then whinge and complain and play the victim that they don't have enough money for their life costs. Or they get to retirement and it's like, I have no money for retirement. I have to continue to work. Choice and accountability. Every spending dollar you spend, there is an accountability or a consequence for that. So wherever you are financially today, it's usually because of a choice. Now, yes, there are instances where it's not your choice. It wasn't your choice and you're in a certain situation, especially if you find yourself all of a sudden a single parent and things like that. But generally, where we are financially now is because as a result of choices you've made in the past. So what I want you to do is, it's a new beginning. And we just had Easter. Easter symbolizes a new beginning. In the US, it's springtime, a new beginning, new growth, new life. It's time to have a new beginning and let's get your life costs covered first before you choose your style costs. And if your style costs, you've chosen ones that aren't serving you or you can't afford, there's no one putting a gun to your head to say, stay there. Make those hard choices, which will liberate you and free you from money stress. Okay, so I'm going to talk about today the 6 expense types. So the 6 expense types, there's 6 ways we all spend our money. And any way you spend, if you look in your bank account and look down at all the way you spend your money, you could put them in to any one of these 6 expenses, okay? The first one is your weekly expenses. Now, that is your food, your fuel or petrol or gasoline, your fun, and your incidentals. Incidentals are those teeny emergencies, the ones that are like under $20 or under $50, the ones that, little Johnny's sick, and so you need to go and get him some antibiotics. So that's your weekly expenses. This is where people tend to overspend. One, because they don't have a boundary. They haven't even given themselves a target amount of how much to spend. They just think, hey, if I'm hungry, I go to the shop. If I'm hungry and not at the end of the day and don't feel like cooking, I'll go through the drive-through. And so if you don't have boundaries on how much you're going to spend in this area, you can waste a lot of your money other than from your essentials, your basics. You can waste a lot of money in this area. So you have to have a boundary, what you're going to spend each week in this area. This area is once that money, you've allocated that money, then you just need to stop spending. Okay, you can't go and take some more from other areas. You just need to keep to that. And there's so much, it's very empowering to be able to keep to your own goal. The biggest thing with finances is being honest. Okay, chances of someone coming in and stealing your money or money out of your wallet or out of your account is very little. Yet the chance that you're going to steal your own money or not stick to your plan is really high. So honesty, again, is what I really push. If you put and say, I'm going to spend this amount this week, and you have a set amount, then that's what you're going to keep to. Okay. The second area that we spend our money is regular, predictable expenses, which include bills. Okay, so we all have our bills that we, rent, and food's already taken care of in the first one, water, electricity, our car insurance, all those regular things that we need that are essential that we need to pay for. We also have other things that are regular and predictable. For example, most of us have hair, and we need to get our hair cut every once in a while. So that's regular and predictable. We all have, we just had Easter. That was predictable. Now, how many of you might have spent over Easter, yet and overspent in your FF5? So you didn't allocate for it. And so, or unless you spent all your money for the week on chocolate, which, is an option. But that was predictable. You knew Easter was coming. It happens every year. And so you can plan a plan to have some extra money set aside for Easter. So there's many ways that we spend our money, whether you go to the gym, birthday gifts. Okay, we all have a parent or siblings or children or friends that we know we want to buy gifts for every year. That is regular and it is predictable. So there's a lot of our expenses go into this number 2, one. The third area is product purchases. Now, these are things that we need and we want, and some are unexpected. They just happen and we need to spend money. But yeah, they're basically things we need and we want from all the stuff that we have. As you can see, we all have stuff and we like to buy stuff. At this point is when we become an ostrich, many of us, and we put our head in the sand. And we forget that the things we buy, we have to repair. And so, we buy a car. And especially the younger ones, when they buy their first car, they think, oh, the car's, it's only so much. But it's the maintenance of the car. It's the repairing of the car. There's lots of other things that happen that has to be incorporated into how much it is to own a car. So there's the repairing of the things that we actually buy. Then there is the replacing of them. Eventually, we need to replace them. Not everything lasts forever. Other than my washing machine so far has proven. We've been married 33 years, and I've had my washing machine for 32 and a half, and it's still going. But do I have money sitting aside to replace that? I've had it for about 20 years, sitting in an account, just waiting for that washer to die, because I know it was going to die. So I got my head out of the sand and I made a plan, and I have money sitting in a savings account that is ready for that to be replaced. So again, we buy things, but we have to remember we need to have a plan, a financial plan to repair them when they need to, whether that's and we don't, we don't know when we need to repair it, but we know we eventually will. And then the last one is once in a lifetime occurrences. Those are those big things that happen once in a life or a couple times in your lifetime, like getting an education, getting married, having your first baby, going on holidays, retirement, So a lot of those things. So here's a visual, just as a recap. We have our weekly expenses: food, fuel, fun, and incidentals are those small emergencies that you might have. So of course, when in this account, which I have it as the FFFI, food, fuel, fun, and incidentals, I make sure I have the basic food in my house first. I have petrol in my car before I go out and spending fun and stuff. And I always leave a few dollars in your bank account till the end of the week, so that if you have any last minute things. Okay, so that is where you need to have a boundary and a certain amount that you do. And that money is all sitting in an account, which I'll show you at a moment. Then there's your regular bills. Okay, these are all bills, but there's also all the other regular predictable expenses. Okay. Then we have our needs and our wants. Ones we need, ones we want. Okay, need, some of these are wants. A lot of these, for a lot of us, are wants. It's not that we don't have clothes. It's just that we might be sick of the clothes we have, or the style's gone out. But yeah, then we have our needs. This is a need. That's a small, simple need, where many of us may go for that bigger thing and realize, okay, we really could only afford this one. Then again, we put our head in the sand. We forget that we need to repair these things. Now, most of us have a car. And if you have a car, hopefully you have insurance. And if you have insurance and you are at fault in the accident, then you need to use your excess. Now, excesses of insurance can be as little as none, but if they are low or zero, that means you're paying very high premiums every year to have that. So personally, I have a very high excess. Because I don't get into accidents. I try and drive safely and not tail tag. But my excess is high, but I have a plan for that. So if I do get in an accident, I have money sitting in an account to cover that excess, so that I'm not paying a high premium every year, so I can get a zero, that I don't have to fork out any money first before the insurance kicks in. But yeah, we never know when these things happen, but we have to have a plan for them. Same with the replacing. We have to get our hand in the sand. Things will need to be replacing. Okay, generally a washing machine does not last 30 plus years. And so we need to have a plan to replace those things. Passports, driver's license, they only last usually 5 years. We need to replace that. Do you have a financial plan for that? And then our once in a lifetime ones. And so to have a plan of all these areas gives you financial peace. Okay. There's two ways to live financially in life. And one is with your head in the sand, which will bring, it might not bring you pain initially, but it will come, because there is accountability to every financial choice you make, whether you make the choice or try and forget about it and hope it goes away. There is that accountability. So if you don't have a plan and have your head in the sand, you will pay for it in the future. And the future today is yesterday's future. So if you're in money stress today, it's because you didn't do something in the past. And that's exactly what you're creating in the future if you don't make a plan. Or you can have a plan. Have a plan for all these 6 ways to spend money, and then you can have financial peace. You don't have to stress if something needs repairing. You don't have to stress if you need to replace something. You can make goals and achieve those goals because you have a plan. It's easy. Math is easy. Math is 1 + 1 is 2. You follow the rules. You follow the money truths of money. You follow your money truth, which I show you. And then it's easy. So again, do you want to live with financial stress or financial peace, which is financial success? The choice is yours. So I'm just going to finish off here in regards to there's 6 expense times. What does that have to do? How do I kind of do that? And what I do, and I teach in my courses, is an effective bank structure. And so I teach an effective bank structure. I'm not going to go into it, But as you can see, here's the 6 ways we spend our money, and you'll see every account accommodates for the 6 expense types. This is a effective bank structure that protects your money from you, has you touch your money as least as possible, because again, you are your worst enemy, no one else. And so by having proper purposes of each of the account will help you achieve your goals. Okay, so I'm going to just finish off there. Now, if you want to learn more, in 5 minutes, I have a webinar that will go into more of the details, and we'll go a lot further into those bank account structures and what is a spending plan. I teach you to create a spending plan. It is different than a budget. It goes beyond budgeting. It adds in that vital missing element of timing that budgets don't have, and that's why budgets don't work. They're guessing. They're saying it's possible, where with a spending plan, you can have 100% clarity to know, so that you can have financial peace. So check out the link below, the Zoom registration link below. I'll be starting that in the next 5 minutes, and feel free to come on. It's free, and just to learn and be curious to learn more, and to learn how you too can be a happy spender. It's easy. It's fun. Money is fun. I make it fun because it is when you know the truth. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the 6 expense types, check out my podcast. If you're an audio learner like me, check out the links for my podcast links, and go in there and you'll find all the 6 expense types as a podcast. Also, if you haven't, well, you are in my group because you're actually in my group, but if you're not in my Facebook group, it's Happy Spenders Beyond Budgeting. That link will be below too. And so if you're listening to this via my business page or via Instagram, then please join my Facebook group. There you will get access to my free intro course for 30 days to learn more about the difference between a budget and a spending plan. There's just so many ways to learn about me. I have a website. It's Essential Spending Planner, because it's essential to have a spending plan for financial peace. And I have great things on YouTube, a YouTube channel, lots of great things that you can learn there. So there's so much information that I offer that I give away free for you to learn more, because it's great news. People, you don't need to use a budget. A spending plan is the new modern way to manage your money and to finally achieve your goals. Okay, so again, check out the links below, and hopefully we'll see you at my webinar in just a couple minutes. Okay, bye-bye.